Welcome to the Social Impactors Podcast. This podcast is all about impact. We work to highlight impactful individuals making positive social change in their communities. From coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, influencers, we tap into the minds of some of the most impactful people around the world to find out how they have built a life of creating impact. Now listen in and be ready to go on a journey of enlightenment, motivation, and awe. Social impact everywhere.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we have another special guest with us. We have Rob Howze, who's an empowerpreneur, and he's here to develop billions of healthy, wealthy people. So he's really on a mission to change the world, and I really do love that. And I want to start with saying, Rob, thank you for taking time to be on the podcast with me today.
Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate being here.
Yeah, and I'm excited to pick your brain, and I can tell you're a social impactor. You know, everything that you've done on LinkedIn and being recognized by building, this movement of healthy, wealthy people. You're going to have a lot of insight here. So I want to start with, first, if you can just do an introduction about, who you are, what you do, and why you believe you're a social impactor.
Yeah. Man, so I'm Rob Howze. I was sent here from somewhere, I don't know, but when I got here, I realized that I was here to help people. And I've been doing it my whole life, whether as a personal trainer, I was a pastor for 10 years. I studied psychology and neuroscience. I did Christian counseling. I help people beat their addictions, better their marriage, build their business, become a better father, get off drugs. I mean, it's like just fun helping people win. And this last season of my life, man, I'm about doing that, but building platforms so we can do it faster.
Yeah, wow, I love how concise that was. That's perfect. I'd love to delve a little bit more into that. And then what does this platform look like? You're building healthy, wealthy people. What is that?
Yeah, so, to me, health is your wealth, but, we're going to segment it, health and wealth. Healthy means, for me, mentally, physically, spiritually, it's what I call fit rich. It's how we create a fit world. And when you're fit rich, you're mentally, physically, spiritually fit. Mentally mean you have a good perspective, a good psychology. Things don't always go right, but you know how to make them go right. When it goes left, you can go right. It's how you look at things, how things mean to you, what things mean to you, the words that are coming out of your mouth. Are you gossiping? Are you lifting people up? That's a healthy mind. Then the body is about what you're eating, right? Now, you don't have to eat leaves off trees, but you can't eat ice cream every day. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand there's a balance. And it's about movement. You got to move every day. You got to do something, because if you don't, your muscles will atrophy, right? And you will break down and you will die before you're ready to leave. And nothing's worse than living when your body's dead.
Yeah. Okay?
Also, drugs. Like maybe you're taking pharmaceutical medication. Great. But look and see if there's a natural alternative. And so all this matters when it comes to the body. Are you providing the body everything it needs? And then spiritually, listen, there's three levels of spirituality. You got religion, which is the institutionalized way of praising, which is fine. We need these categories. But below religion is faith. Before you can have religion, you have to have faith. And faith is just believing in what's not there, the evidence of things hoped for but not seen. But before faith, if you don't have that, you don't have religion, you need, and everyone has to have gratitude. Because gratitude is the seed that will build everything. It'll build your faith, it'll build religion, it'll build whatever you want to have, but you must first be grateful to have a good spirit. Mind, body, spirit, now you're healthy. So now, let's talk about how we bring those people together. Well, for every problem, there's a solution. Behind every solution, there's a person providing it. We're bringing all those people together, helping them build relationships together, so that we can now make what they have available to the world and help them do what they do even better.
Wow, that's awesome. And have you built this platform out now, or is this something that you're working on building? How far is it along?
It's alive.
It's alive.
We have I think we have about 140 members. I gotta go back and look, because we took off in the last 30 days.
Wow.
Because we launched about 4 or 5 months ago, but soft launch. And January 2nd was the official launch. And people have been coming through like it's Black Friday. So it's really good, man, because, what it's been is our message is we're like an international chamber of commerce. Coaches, speakers, trainers, authors, subject matter experts. If you create content that help people, we want you. And folks, when they, there's a lot of stuff going on, but when they finally look and they see like, oh, wow, I do want to build with other human beings. I do want to connect with people like me, do that, and then also grow in technology. Because listen, technology is moving fast, man. Like, this is not the early 1900s, okay? We are in today, we are in tomorrow. And so we have to understand how to use technology to advance and enhance relationships, not replace them.
Yeah. One of my favorite statements about technology is that we're in tomorrow's tomorrow. Where we move every 3 years, it's a new technology, and something becomes, I think, outdated. A technology becomes outdated now every 2 to 3 years. Like, it is insane to think that, the revolutionary, VR is already almost outdated. Like these incredible technologies, they move so quick.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's insane. But I want to stray away a little bit from technology because I want to talk about you. I want to talk about Rob and specifically what you're doing around community. And the question I have is, how are you making a positive impact in your community? Whether through what you do with your organization or specifically, how are you making that impact?
Yeah, man. And that's a great question. And it really depends on the area. As I mentioned before, I've been in the area of helping people, find their faith, which is, to me, the foundation of everything, lose weight, or in this season right now, it's really helping them build themselves and their business. And so what it is basically listening to people. The way you help somebody is listening to them. They'll tell you exactly what they're looking for. If you listen good enough, you can connect the dots because you've talked to enough people to connect the dots. So it really comes with listening and empathy integrated,
Yeah. The one thing you said, empathy. I did a podcast a couple days ago, and I believe it's the building block of everything that we do. It's the basic building block of humanity, right? To have empathy, because that allows you to connect with other people's situations, not give advice that you think is right in that situation. What you're doing is you're helping what they need, not what you think they need.
Man, listen, that's like that seems so simple what you just said, Avery.
Yeah.
So 451 degrees makes fire. 450 degrees doesn't. 1 degree, that 1 point you made, it seems so small, but it's so huge. It's like the difference between being on fire and not.
Yeah. I like that analogy. That's a good one. And so that's amazing. That's what you do with community. Let's jump into business now. And it is your opinion again, but the question is, do you believe social impact or general impact is an important part of business?
Oh my goodness. It's imperative. It's the lifeline. Yeah.
Why?
Communication is the connective tissue for humanity, right? And our ability to connect and communicate with each other determines our ability to effectively grow and evolve as a civilization, as humanity. And so we have to be able to impact each other. We have to be able to have empathy and emotional intelligence and connect and build. Because by doing so, think about it, we have people in different cultures all over the place. But what if we were connected and interconnected? How fast? I mean, Martin Luther King, he changed the world with no cell phone.
Yeah.
No multimedia.
Yeah.
Heartstrings, consciousness. Now we have heartstrings, consciousness, and the internet. It's time to get busy.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. But I want to give a different perspective, because I 100% agree, but I don't see it yet in the internet. I find the internet, is in its baby form still. It's only 30 years old now. Like, it's not very old,
Right.
but we're at this stage right now where it's very informational, right? The internet's an informational platform, but we're missing that human element. And I can't wait to see when the internet becomes this place where it is shared knowledge, but there's also an empathetic lens to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think we're there? You think I'm wrong? I'm just curious about your opinion.
You're 100% right. I mean, the beautiful thing is we are in the information age, which means there's a lot of information. There's a lot. As a matter of fact, that we get more information in 2 days than from the dawn of man until 2003. So we accumulate more information in 2 days than all that time.
Wow.
Because everybody has life's remote control in their pocket. So we can get kind of watered down with information, but done correctly. Like LinkedIn is doing an amazing thing right now. And done correctly, you can use that internet, like I said before, to use technology to advance and enhance relationships. And I think we're starting to figure it out. I think some groups are starting to figure it out, and they're figuring out that they figured it out. At one point it's like you're what is it? Unconscious incompetence. You don't know anything, and then it's like conscious incompetence. Okay, now I know what I don't know, and then we go to the next level, which is conscious incompetence. Now I know what I don't know. Now it's unconscious. No, and then it's conscious competence. Now I know what I know, but now I want to roll into unconscious competence. Now I know what I know, and it's on automatic. And so like we're like moving along the scale. I think we're like halfway there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that scale. I gotta find that. You gotta make that a graph so people can see it. That's awesome. And it's true. In LinkedIn, starting LinkedIn video, which I think really set it off. And I know people talk about it a lot, but it really did create that very more personable lens. And the community behind it is very, intentional, very action oriented, very supportive. And that's a new wave I find on the internet. There are small pockets that exist, but as a general platform, that's new. And so it excites me to see, a platform like LinkedIn leading that as like a champion, but I can only imagine how many more platforms afterwards will build that same kind of community behind it. Yeah, that's true. I love it. Yeah, your platform. No, it's true. And so let's jump into the last question. And the last question is about your advice. So what is your advice for others to begin making a positive impact in their communities?
Yeah. So the first thing is there's a formula that you can 100% optimize your life, your business, your whatever your relationships. This is a formula. Using this formula, you'll be able to be at your highest potentiality, no matter what, in every area of your life. All right. And it's self-reflection, course correction, and humility. These three things together, you are a beast. You're like Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, every single Tiger Woods, you're Einstein, Emerson, you are everything. Self-reflection, course correction, humility. Self-reflection means every day you are reflecting on the day. You're reflecting. How are you showing up? What are you saying? What are you thinking? By self-reflecting, then you can course correct. You can make adjustments and change. Because we want to change. We want to get better. Remember that 1 degree? If you can get 1% better every day, is that 365% better? I mean, at the end of the year, if you just do one, come on. And then humility allows a self-correction and self-reflection and course correction to be accurate because you need humility. Like if you're not humble and you're just doing self-reflecting, all you're going to still see the same unhumble person and you're going to make bad decisions. So self-reflection, course correction, and humility. Do those three things and you will be on course every day.
Do you think that it's an easy thing to do? Do you think that's easy to use those three things, or does it take a lot of practice to build that into your everyday?
It sucks.
Why does it suck?
It sucks. It's beautiful, but then it sucks. It's like working out, it hurts, but you'll get to see that beautiful thing. It's like, because you got to check yourself, man. You got to check yourself. This morning, I'm getting ready for a big show and I'm like excited. And my son, he did something. I felt like he was making fun. And I got mad at him. And I kind of yelled at him. And then I called him back later. I said, listen, man, I'm sorry I didn't yell at you. Let me tell you something. This is something that I'm passionate about. And so when you did that, it sparked something in me. And although I should handle myself better, I want you to understand how that made me feel. So, and we were good after that. That's important. It was hard for me because it was hard at first because I was like, oh, I was wrong. Once I realized I was wrong, I'm more interested in the truth. So it's not as hard for me anymore. It used to be very hard because if you're not used to doing that, you got to get used to doing that. Used to self-reflecting, course correcting, used to understanding that, guess what? I don't always get it right, but when I get it wrong, I can fail forward. And if I fail forward enough, I'll move forward faster.
I think the biggest part that I had challenges with, and I think it's a general challenge, is that self-reflection is very real, very raw, right? Like you have to, you're not only admitting that you've done something wrong, you have to open up, right? You open yourself up for more challenges, right? Potentially. But it's a complete reverse in reality. You're not opening yourself up for more challenges. You're actually doing a better thing and being more authentic and more human. But there is that weird bias that we have to that, right? That we think that, oh no, now I'm going to get in more trouble, more challenge because I'm opening up and admitting fault. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting flip, but I love that. I really do. I think that's super unique perspective. And the one thing you said that I think is true is you have to own in on it, right? You said that you've done it for a long time, right? Right when it started, it was hard, but now that you've done it so many times because of that consistency, it's a little bit easier.
It is, and it feels good, man. it feels good when you make a decision and you know it's good. I get that feels good, man.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah. And the one thing I like about having a lot of humility is that you can also see very unique perspectives. It opens up your mind to allowing yourself to say, oh, that wasn't something I would have thought of myself, right? Or thought of naturally. That doesn't come consciously to me, but you can see so many unique perspectives in the world. And sometimes I like just sitting there and saying, I know nothing, because then you learn so much and it's fun. Like it brings back the fun into learning, because you don't always have to be the thought leader. You don't always have to be, the person who knows it all. Sometimes it's fun just to know nothing.
Yep, and just listen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You'll learn a lot more when you listen to it. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that means we should probably do twice as much listening as talking anyway.
I like that. That's true. That's a good perspective. Rob, I want to say, thank you for taking time to be with me today. That's all the questions I have. But again, you bring a super unique perspective and just a fire of energy, which I think is, motivating to a lot of people, and especially to me. So again, I just want to say thank you for taking time with me today.
Thank you, man, for having me, brother.